how are you judging the strength of ISIS right now? I know I read that they lost a little bit of strength, they've lost a little bit of territory, but they're kind of popping up in different parts of the world. They're still inspiring attacks abroad. How are you judging their abilities?
We talked with some, actually not even judging like from perspective of outside, but we actually did talk to some ISIS members inside. And
in Mosul?
In Mosul a couple of months ago, last time we found someone to talk to who picked up our call, but like in Syria. Yeah. And the morale is like absolutely low. So for example, we were told by also friendly civilians that, first of all, it's going to sound really crazy, but that ISIS is drinking on the front line, really heavy drinking. I understand. Like,
heavy drinking in ISIS?
Yes, absolutely.
They've got an alcohol problem right now?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. So we are going in and there is like alcohol and we're like,
Going in where? Oh, sorry, is it when the coalition forces have bombed their safe houses, you're finding, really?
Yeah. We go there and there's like bottle. And civilians, and when we're entering in a forward operation, we talk to civilians and they were like, yeah, those guys are like drunk.
Really?
Yeah. And especially, I'm Russian, so I could basically say that, but a lot of ex-USSR folks. There are a lot of Tajikistan guys, Kazakhstan guys that ISIS calls Chinese, which is, not right, but that's how they call them. They are the ones that are particularly into alcohol.
Really? You said the morale is low. Does that mean that they are unable to attract foreign fighters? Are they having difficulty even just keeping stability within their own ranks?
Exactly this. We're not talking about attracting anyone anymore. No one is going to join a falling circus, but they could not control internally. They have, we interviewed some defected intelligence officer, ISIS intelligence officer, who said, do not ask me, how did I make it out? Ask me how many people were not able to make it out. Because,
So they force them to stay in?
Absolutely. Capital punishment right away.
Wow.
And that's why kind of ISIS is actually okay with people who are drinking on the front line. It's okay. Because we later learned that how does this alcohol get in Mosul? Because, Mosul is also a Muslim place, even before ISIS. So it's not that you have an alcohol store in every corner. But the alcohol smuggling to ISIS is facilitated by ISIS emirs.
Really?
So they're totally fine with those guys drinking and doing all other things that are obviously against Islam. We're not talking about the interpretation.
Right. So where do you even get the alcohol in the first place? They get it from
Kurdistan.
Sorry?
They are smuggling that from Kurdistan through the front line, facilitated by ISIS emirs.
Interesting. And are there other sorts of vices? I mean, are they also doing drugs? Are they also...
They're doing drugs. We were finding a lot of drugs. We're getting suicide bombers and they're very high on something. I know recently there was a kid suicide bomber, I would say 10-year-old, who was so high that he didn't even go to where he was supposed to go. He ended up inside the friendly position and hello.
And that's where he detonated?
No, he didn't, because he didn't even think that he needs to detonate. He was absolutely...
He was so high.
So high.
And he's a 10-year-old?
10, 12.
Wow. And so have they always relied on child soldiers, or is that something that they become more desperate to do? It sounds like they're in a very desperate position right now.
Absolutely. That's what I studied. That's what my book is on, labor of unofficial armed groups, human resources. And yes, they have to rely. It's not that because they're desperate, but also because it's a cost-benefit calculation. So let's say they have a lot of foreign fighters who want to detonate themselves somewhere, right? Chechen. Chechen guys, they look very different. Let's put it that way. Extremely difficult. So this guy, Chechen guy, he's tall, he has skin white, but dark hair, different. He could not just move in the middle of the market in Kurdistan and detonate himself. He looks so different. But he's willing to do so.
Yeah.
Right? But he's useless because he could not cause a lot of damage.
Yeah.
While a local kid, could go anywhere he wants.
How would they get the kids? So the kids are signing up to do it?
Kids do not want to do it.
Yeah, of course. Well,
that's why they have to drug them.
So the kids themselves are not drugging. You're saying that ISIS is drugging the kids so that they can.
Yes.
And this is something that's fairly normal practice for them?
Yes. Wow. So we interviewed this kid after he got back to normal, and he said that basically, how did you end up that high, what did you drink? And they said that, they told him that he's going to have to walk for a long time and he needs to take this pill so he does not feel hungry and dehydrated.
Oh, they just lie to them.
Yeah.